All right, here we are with the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard. This is the full size. I do like a number pad. They sell them. The mini, I think, doesn't have the number pad. They have a couple different varieties, and it's annoying that you can't try them out first, but I chose Tactile Quiet. So we'll see how it works. I've never used Logitech's mechanical keyboard. I did use for a very long time Logitech MX Keys keyboard, which I was a big fan of. And then I got a bunch of Alienware products and I decided to try the Alienware keyboard, which is a mechanical keyboard, and I grew to like it a lot. So I thought that was the end of it, but I really don't like a lot of the layout. I mean, I've been using the Alienware keyboard for months and I still always go to hit this calculator button and the screenshot button. And there's just various stuff on the way the layout of the MX products in general work that I very much like. Same thing with their mices, the way you can change between 3 different devices. You know, the keyboard does the same thing, but you can change it from 1, 2, and 3. Instead of using a KVM or something like that, you can just have the one dongle hooked up. So anyhow, let's get into it. Let's crack it open and see what this bad boy looks like. More tape. A little bit of instructions about how to connect on there. This comes with a Logi bolt connector. Yeah, so it's all black and gray and has a little bolt symbol on it. In the box, it's just that, and I'm gonna assume sight unseen a standard Logi A to C cable. So it is C and not a micro USB, which is ridiculous that in 2022, some devices still have that. All right, so in here we have nice paper wrapping. I'm assuming that's just to help. Oh, it's cool looking, very cool looking. Better for the environment, I guess, right? Just, you know, offering up other Logi stuff. I do have the Logitech Brio, which I like, has been good to me. I don't know if it's the best webcam in the world, but I like it. I've been using it for a long time, and I always do my business calls. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. All right, so it's heavier than expected. Woo, that's heavy. This is metal here. More substantial than I expected. And lower profile than I expected. I know it said low profile, but I didn't expect it to be that low. Because Alienware keyboard I have is also low profile. I mean, it's not as low as this guy, of course. See? And of course, on the bottom here, that can go up at least 1 level. So you got a little space there to breathe. And of course, what everyone wants to hear is the sound. And, you know, obviously I want to try typing on it because I haven't typed on this yet. So let's try it. Well, I like that a lot. It's gonna be my new favorite keyboard. It did move some things around here. So I do like having the lock button here to lock your computer. The old MX Keys had that as well. And I've had a couple different keyboards that don't have that. And I find myself like phantom touching it. And they do sell the calculator there, which I like. But this says SC, which I don't even know what that means. But it has that arrow down, which this button here was to clear all your items off your desktop, which is nice. So let's just take a look. So on the mechanical, we have escape up top, which is also on the MX Keys, just bigger up here, followed by brightness, which is same for both. And this is illuminating the keyboard on F3 and F4, but on the MX Keys, they're on F6 and F7. And then F5, I don't know what that is. It's like a guy with a voice that launching Teams or something. And then like an emoji button, which is weird. And here's a screenshot button, F7. Mute button, your media keys, mute, volume down, volume up. There's where you switch between your 3 different devices. Calculator, it still has, like, if you want to use it with a Mac or Windows, where it has the settings here like that, either Command or Alt or Options or Start. I don't know why they changed the key layout. It's odd to me, but color-wise, it's cool looking. If you're wondering, so I have the Logitech MX Master 3, but not the 3S. It's basically the same as us. So color-wise, it's gonna look good together, but I also just recently picked up the Logitech MX Vertical. So you can tell color-wise, obviously the Logitech knows how to make their MX line and everything flow uniquely. Didn't know if I would like different colors. In person, it looks pretty good. When I watched other people's videos, I thought it was kind of ugly, but all right, well, let's get her started. Let me move everything over to my computer area, and then we'll get her checked out. I plugged in the dongle and it told me to restart my computer, so let's turn it back off and then turn it on again, and we'll see if it recognizes anything automatically. I do have the regular Logi dongle in there. Automatically recognizes it. All right, so that's pretty crazy. That's a very simple setup. I didn't think that was gonna be so simple. All right, so we updated the firmware. So let's look at the MX Mechanical. There's a mute button right here. Not really in a very convenient place for me, so I doubt I will use that button very much. I mean, it's nice to have it, but dictation and emoji. So I'm not gonna use dictation or emoji probably. Smart backlighting, I do like that. Ambient sensor seems to light up. It seems to be working all right. So we can make static, contrast, breathing, waves, reaction, and then just random lighting, which is odd. It's kind of like a starlight type thing. We can customize the keys. You can change them however you want, which is nice. So you can decide if you want the function keys to be the function all the time or to be the thing that's on the icon. So, and then this is where you can switch between multiple devices, which is nice. So in here you can change your keys and your backlighting and your switching. Oh, I recognize my razor. That's pretty good. And if I go to settings, check for update, I see my serial number. So you turn this on to use my standard function keys. Leave it off to use them as their default settings here. Always keep the keyboard Windows layout, yes, because I'm not using MacBooks. Backlighting, battery saving mode. All right, so that's pretty good. All right, so let's take a look at the options software. So yeah, if you accidentally launch options by itself, it will go right to options plus. By the odd, it doesn't go full screen though, right? So we're gonna go here and let's go to the backlighting. Let me turn the lights off and you can get an idea of how the lights look. Now it's pretty dark. I'm gonna do static. That's all the lights lit up. And contrast. So that one that sort of lights up outside than inside. So what it is? I see. All right. So that makes sense. Let's go to breathing. So a lot of gaming devices will have this kind of lighting. So you can see waves. So you can see it's just going across the screen. That one seems to be working by itself. That's interesting. That looks pretty good. A reaction. This is basically whichever one you touch will light up, I think. Yeah, you can see. That's pretty neat. I like that one. And then random, which I think is my preferred. So it's just gonna light random keys as it says in the name, right? And let's just see how I type. This is away from my screen, so let's see. Hi, my name is Mike. My friend sucks. So you can see it's an alright keyboard. I don't mind it. I will say I don't necessarily love it. I find myself wanting to go back to the MX keys. And one odd nitpicky complaint I have, these keys have like a matte coating to them. So it's very subjective, obviously, but I don't love the way it feels. I prefer the way this feels, right? I've only had one other mechanical keyboard. I'm getting ready to unbox a Razer keyboard. And I thought this was gonna be my dream keyboard, but I'm only 5 days in, but don't love it. I don't hate it. I've been using it for 5 days, but I keep thinking as soon as my week of testing is up, I'm going back to this guy or trying the new Razer keyboard. My only previous experience with the mechanical keyboard was the Alienware. And at first I also hated that, but then I didn't want to get rid of it. But I was getting rid of all my Alienware stuff and going all Razer. But then this guy came out, and I knew how much I loved this keyboard, so I thought I would try this one. But the better part of 5 days in, that's basically where I'm at. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And again, I'm not an expert in mechanical keyboards. This one feels sort of mushy to me. Mushy is not really the right word, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like I typed better on this than the Alienware keyboard as well. So I think just as all the praise mechanical keyboards get, for me, I think I type better on this kind of keyboard. So we'll give it a little more longer to try it out, but I don't imagine it's gonna stick in the rotation. I'm not disappointed that I bought it. It looks cool. I like all the features that Logitech has. Now I tried using this Bluetooth on my work laptop, but my work laptop is restricted with Bluetooth and sometimes things don't work, and this one did not work. And I can't install that software so on my work computer. So anyhow, here it is. Like I said, not bad, but not my dream keyboard that I thought it was gonna be. Sadly, I did not make it a full week with the Logitech MX Mechanical. And the same night that I recorded the last part of this video, I unboxed the Razer Black Widow V3, and I haven't gone back to this Logitech since. I really like the Razer keyboard, but even if I did not unbox that, I did not expect to continue using the MX Mechanical. Something about the MX Mechanical, I just didn't love it. Part of it, I think, is the keys have like a matte type finish to them. So on the keycaps themselves, I just don't like that. And they're also somewhat mushy. The Razer keyboard has a smooth keycap and the clicky feel to when you're typing on it. However, before I bought the Razer, I thought I would just go back to the Logitech MX Keys. I had this keyboard for well over a year and I loved it. Even though I like the Razer keyboard, I still think that I type the fastest and with the least amount of mistakes on the MX Keys. So again, I'm not an expert on mechanical keyboards. I've only used 4 total and all of those have been in the past year. But the Logitech MX Mechanical was my least favorite of those 4. And it is worth noting, I'm clearly a fan of Logitech products. I used the Logitech MX Keys for a very long time and I loved it. Prior to getting the Logitech MX Vertical, I used the Logitech M720, and after that I used the Logitech MX Master 3. This was an excellent mouse. I probably would have kept using that, but then I moved to the vertical. Well, I tried the Alienware in the middle, but now I'm on the vertical, and I can't imagine going to any other mouse than a Logitech MX Vertical. I even bought a Razer mouse to go along with the Razer keyboard. I haven't even opened it yet because I can't imagine using another mouse besides the Logitech MX Vertical. I also had the Logitech mouse pad, the palm rest, and now I'm still using the Logi desk mat. And I've yet to find a webcam that I like better than the Logitech Brio. And yeah, that's it. The Logitech MX Mechanical is just not for me. That being said, keyboards, of course, are very subjective, so it may be the right one for you, just not me. All right, that's it. Thanks for checking me out. I got plenty of other videos on the MX Keys, the Alien keyboard, the Razer keyboard, Lenovo keyboard. So check out some other videos if you think you may like them, or just check out the channel in general. It's probably got something you like. All right, thanks.